The Niagara Falls is one of its most famous natural wonders. Located on the border between the United States and Canada, there are two sites: American Falls on the United States and Horseshoe Falls on the Canadian side. The waterfall have always attracts visitors, and nowadays more than 20 million people. The older and most popular tourism attraction is the boat cruise, which take passengers close up to the waterfall.
In Yosemite National Park, you can see the tallest waterfall in North America, Yosemite Falls. The falls are 739 meters high. Yosemite is also famous for its steep granite walls, which were formed during the Ice Ages, when Yosemite Valley was covered in ice. El Capitan and Half Dome are the most popular destination for hikers and climbers. Yosemite's forests include some of the tallest trees in the world, the giant sequoias. Sequoias can be as old as 3,000 years. They are considered the planet's oldest and largest life forms.
The Yellowstone is famous for the concentration of geothermal features. There are hot springs and colorful boiling mud. The most interesting phenomena are geysers, whose explosion creates tall columns of water and steam. Some geysers erupt several times a day and attract large crowds of people.
There is another place in the west of the USA which has been shaped by the incredible force of nature, the Grand Canyon of the Colorado River. The canyon is 446 kilometers long and has an average width of 16 kilometers. It was created by the Colorado River and by the erosion of wind and rain over a period of 6 million years. The walls of the canyon expose very old rocks and fossils and provide a great source of information as to how the American continent was formed. Washington, D.C., formerly the District of Columbia, is the capital of the United States. It was the first president of the USA, George Washington, who decided to build the capital city here on the banks of the River Potomac in 1791. The Washington Monument is the tall obelisk. When it was opened in 1888, it was the world's tallest structure, but it held this record for just 1 year until the Eiffel Tower in Paris was completed. The city's most prominent landmark is the Capitol, the seat of the legislative power of the USA Congress. It is an example of neoclassic style. The architects took inspiration from famous European churches, such as St. Peter's in Rome and St. Paul's Cathedral in London. The dome is called the Rotunda, and the statue on the top is the Statue of Freedom. The paintings inside the dome celebrate great moments in American history. Across the street from the Capitol stands the Supreme Court, the seat of USA judiciary power. It is another neoclassic building celebrating the importance and the dignity of the United States government and of its laws. The facade bears the motto Equal Justice Under Law. The White House is the seat of the USA executive power. It is also home of every president of the United States. The building has been renovated several times, and now the White House is an enormous complex which includes 132 rooms, 35 bathrooms, a tennis court, a cinema, a jogging track, and a swimming pool.
Chicago is situated on the shore of Lake Michigan. Chicago is a huge metropolis inhabited by a population of 3 million people. The center of a much wealthier urban area called Chicagoland, where more than 9 million people live. The center of the city is called the Loop because of elevated railway which circulate in the area. In 1871, the Great Chicago Fire destroyed most of the city. One of the few buildings that survived was the Old Water Tower. After the fire, the city has many examples of beautiful old and modern skyscrapers, as the Tribune Tower, a neo-Gothic office, and the two cylindrical towers, Marina City and the John Hancock Center.
The American city where the construction of skyscrapers reached its peak is New York. Its skyline, seen from the bay and from Brooklyn Bridge, is famous all over the world. The narrow island of Manhattan includes most of the city's landmarks: the Stock Exchange in Wall Street, the Financial District, the bronze statue of the Changing Bull, a symbol of aggressive financial optimism, the national headquarters, the center of the world's diplomacy, the Empire State Building, the tallest skyscraper in the city, since the terrorist attack on 9/11 destroyed the Twin Towers. Times Square, a triangle formed by the junction between 42nd Street, 7th Avenue. At further north, we have Central Park, who offers a real refuge from the chaos of the city. This is one of the largest urban parks in the world and provides New Yorkers with a place to do sport, have picnics, or simply relax. New York has a lot of names. New York is called the melting pot because people, immigrants from all over the world, bringing their home country's culture with them, came to New York and became unified people. New York is also called the Big Apple. It was first popularized in the 1920s by John J. Fitzgerald, a sport writer from the New York Morning Telegraph. New York is called also the city that never sleeps. Even at night, the traffic doesn't stop. There is Broadway, the theater district, who attracts crowds of people. Broadway is one of the greatest concentrators of theater, and at night the city acquires a particular charm.
Los Angeles is the most populated city in California and the second largest city in the USA after New York. It's famous for its enormous beaches and for its mild winters and hot summers. In the west end of Los Angeles, the seaside city of Santa Monica and the community of Venice, with their pedestrian areas and their shopping district, are two of the most colorful parts of the city. The international fame of Los Angeles derives from its movie industry, based in Hollywood. Since 2002, the Kodak Theater has been home of the annual Academy Awards ceremony, the Oscars. On the pavement next to the Kodak Theater, there are nearly 200 Hollywood celebrity handprints, footprints, and autographs. The liveliest city in California is San Francisco. Its most popular image is the Golden Gate, which crosses the bay in front of the city. The characteristic fog which comes from the cold Pacific Ocean often covers the bridge, especially in spring and summer. Like most great American cities, San Francisco has high buildings concentrated in the city center. The most famous is the Transamerica Pyramid. The area of the port, which in the past was the center of trade and business, has been renovated and is now a tourist favorite. Fisherman's Wharf is well known for the sea lions who live here. They populate the area thanks to the protected environment of the marina and the abundance of fish. Pier 39 has become an attraction for children and adults.